And welcome, ladies and gentlemen, back to another episode of GenerationShock. That's right, we're back on your screens, if you know what I means. And everything is working properly for the moment, so let's keep our fingers crossed. I hope the audio is okay, because I can stream and record all of a sudden.
It is okay, but back up a little because you sounded like distorted.
Wow, you're distorted. Is that better? How about that? I'll turn the snare down on my headphones. Is that better?
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll call him some shady. Where's my snare?
There's no snare in my headphones. Anyway. All right. So we had a 2-week hiatus. We'll talk about the reasons for it coming up. But yeah, we're back. We're ready to go. And I got an old intro for y'all that I know you're going to love. So let's kick it. That's right. We are back and we're better than ever. We had a couple weeks off and Messiah is back to his old tricks. He is looking down on his phone, not giving two fucks about any of you there. So that's okay. So how's everybody been? Long time no see. I haven't seen you guys in a while. I missed you. Look at this guy sporting, repping his alumni. Okay, I see you, dog. I see you.
Thank you, but I didn't have time to change.
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
That's pretty much what happened.
You out there chasing Hot Wheels and shit? They move fast. Be careful.
He had a long ass day today. You missed it. You said you came back from Miami today.
From where?
Yeah. Oh yeah, you weren't here. Yeah, I literally drove to and from Miami today.
Oh, did you go see any little senoritas?
I'm going to Miami.
No, I was working, bro.
Yeah.
You think if I was in Miami, I would be here?
Listen, we know what code for Hot Wheels is in your profession.
Oh my God.
Yeah, we know what burning rubber is.
Nate, what is it? Nate Bigelow, Mel Gigolo? Nate Bigelow? Oh. There's a reason he's Phoenix born 69. Oh
my God.
Let's go.
Oh man.
Hey man, sometimes you gotta go down there and give the ladies what they want. Little, I hear they're full. You gotta go full nude down there in Miami, though, bro. That's what I heard. I don't know.
I heard they burning down there, so I'm good, bro.
Yeah.
Gucci, bro. It ain't working.
Hey, what's up, Sheridan? Long time no see. How you been, girl? How we doing out there?
Damn. What's up?
Yeah, it's been a while. I haven't seen her post comment in a minute.
He forgot.
So.
No, I gotta look across. That's why I gotta go.
Yeah, the guy who has all this money doesn't have a very good setup. You never understood that. But
why do you assume I got all this money? You always assume I got all this money.
You got money to fix a whole bathroom,
right? For 4 months.
I mean, it takes time to save that money.
Yeah, and then you go waste it on a guest bathroom that you never use. Yeah, it makes a lot of sense. Mr. Driving around there, his and hers and shit. Hey, what do you do on your day off? I lay by the pool and I relax. I have a sip of cognac.
Actually, I've been trying out my new lens. Like today, I went out, took pictures. I got a new lens that I can actually reach so far away. I feel like one of those guys that works for NFL with those big ass lenses. And people walk by, they'd be like, "What the fuck is that?"
Basically, you're overcompensating for something, huh?
I am actually. I am.
Yeah, I figured.
Yeah, 200 to 600 millimeters.
She needs a good zoom in order to be able to get a picture of it.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm in one of those moods today, so just everybody be ready. Okay.
Yeah.
Anyway, so we had a little hiatus for the last couple of weeks. I had to go to a wedding up north, and I brought the snow with me. It was kind of fun, so I got a little snow while I was there. Had my normal vacation ritual, which I got to stop. Never played.
Which is what?
The hell does that mean?
So every time I go on vacation, but I just go visit people or go do something. I don't know why it is, but the first night out, I get like shit-faced drunk, like literally, like almost like I feel like blackout drunk type of shit. Like I'm like I wake up and towards the end of the night I'm like I don't even fucking remember what happened type of drunk. And so
damn, that's not good.
When I was living up in Jersey, and I came down here to visit, stayed with a friend, drank with the friend and the friend's roommate, and next thing you know, It was like entire
bow
bottle.
bow.
No,
He woke up with something in his mouth.
And his butt.
Entire bottle of Jack was drank, and I completely passed out. I wake up the next day. I go in the car because I got to go drive back to town, and I like pass out in the car for like 3 hours. So this time I get to Jersey, and a buddy of mine who came to visit came over. He's like, "Hey, why don't I take you and your sister out for a drink?" And my sister had her youngest daughter. She's like, "No," and I gotta do truck in the morning. I was like, "All right, well, we're only gonna go out for a drink. I'll be back very soon. Don't worry about it." Right? I guess I got back at like 2 a.m. Okay, and I guess so.
Those are rookie numbers, bro.
Hold on. Well, what happened was
Pump those numbers.
We're out there drinking mixed drinks. We were drinking mixed drinks, and we all know, like, the entire bar was going to the wedding I was going to, so like we know the people there. So
did you buy pizza?
No, I didn't do that. So the new bartender decides they want to start making shots for us to try. So we're out here, and I'm drinking like these shots and stuff. And at the end of the night, I drink this dark shot, and after that, things just kind of got blurry. Got shit-faced. No. So somehow I made it back to the house, though, and I got my suitcase out of the guy's car because he picked me up from the airport, but then he dropped me off someplace else, and I got picked up from somebody else. So my suitcase was laying in the kitchen, right? But I guess my sister had to get up after I got home to use the bathroom. And supposedly, I mean, it's not supposedly because she showed me pictures, so it's actually happened. I puked all over the bathroom. Just fucking missed the toilet on the sides and shit. I'm just, and the funny thing is, I'm sleeping upstairs in my niece's room because she has the entire attic, and she has an extra, like half of the side where her older sister used to stay, moved out. So I was sleeping in her bed. So instead of using the bathroom that's upstairs to puke, I went down the stairs to go puke. And then I go back up and I'm passed out and I'm moaning. I guess at some point I walked into the living room because she had a box from the Christmas stuff and she had all the boxes in the box. And somehow I like stepped on it and collapsed it and broke the box. So it was like a fucking mess over there. She's cleaning up puke at like 2, 3 in the morning. And I'm just I just went in the first
She's probably
night.
cursing you out.
Oh.
Like, this motherfucker came back and destroyed shit.
You probably went downstairs to like get water or some shit.
No, he went downstairs because it was custom. He's been there for 3 years, and the custom was to always go downstairs.
Well, no, I used to have to go upstairs, but yes, the custom is, I go to that.
Was you sleeping downstairs?
No, I told you I slept on the 3rd floor.
No, I'm saying, but when you were living there.
I know I was sleeping in the basement.
Okay.
Yeah, it was a finished basement. So, long story short, though, I got really, really trashed the first night. And so I had to pace myself all the other nights. But I had a really good time. Went out to the bar one night with a bunch of people from my old job. And we were all hanging out and we were watching the games on that Sunday night. And that was the Chargers-Raiders game. So we're like screaming at the TVs at the bar, just going fucking crazy. But I had to behave myself because I took my niece's car, so I couldn't go like in. So like I had to behave myself. So
very well.
I was a good boy.
Yeah, that's good.
But yeah, good times, man. Good times. Got to tell you. So that was kind of why we've been on hiatus. I had to go take care of some personal business, but we're back.
I had to go get trash.
Yeah, you know what? I haven't drank since I got back. So yeah, trying to do better.
He's afraid he's gonna have to clean his own throw up.
Yeah. There's nobody here to clean my throw up.
Yeah. The thing is, I'm not a puker either. Like it's like I mean,
not according to that story.
I can't count my hand how many times I puked. The last time I think I puked. Well, no, maybe I can't honestly say that, but the last time I mean, Lewis was around for one time I puked at the hotel in San Antonio. Puked all in the sink. I got stuck there for 2 days. Had to pay the people there to come clean it out. I felt bad. Left her a nice little tip. All right, enough of me and my shenanigans. Let's go back into it. All right, it's time for everybody's favorite segment because there's a lot that's been happening lately and we haven't talked about it in a while. So let's go ahead and kick it. That's right. Don't forget, hit that subscription notification bell, the little stuff, like it, comment on it. I'd love to hear people's feedback in the comments down below. Like,
you can see it.
Listen, you're not listening, Linda. Like, pay attention, okay? In your comments down below, not the comment section here, the comments down below. Okay. Let me know about a drunken night you had. I'd love to hear about it.
Anyway. Somebody Sheraton put in the comments, she's like, aren't you a little too old to be like passed out and
not
throwing
miss the
up.
toilet.
First of all,
Missing the toilet.
First of all, you're never too old to get shit faced. Okay, that's a rule that I live by.
You're never too old.
All right, that's first of all, and second of all, I have no. I'm a child at heart. I have all my freedom in the world. So if I want to go and get shit faced, I got no responsibility that's keeping me from it. So I'm gonna do it now in case one day I can't. Anyway, Monster Week in Sports. Let's get into it. Bill Belichick is dead. He's been dethroned. It's over. The Patriots franchise and dynasty will never be the same. And they got mollywopped.
Let me lay back. It's gonna be a minute.
They got.
I
gotta admit they did get their ass kicked. I was surprised by how much. But after that, I told myself this. I was like, I give Bill Belichick 5 years. Not for us, not for Robert Kraft to let him go, but 5 years. If he doesn't do anything, he's gonna leave or he's gonna retire.
I don't know. He did go in. There was reports that he snuck into the Bills locker room and congratulated them for being the new kings of the NFC or AFC East.
Yeah, for this year.
No, for forever. They'll. I mean,
no, that's not happening.
Guys ain't stopping Allen. He's a fucking beast.
The difference is this, and then people do not acknowledge this. From 2001 to 2020, it's a long road of history that we have accomplished. No, you're not gonna see it from any other team.
Yeah.
It's okay.
And you know
so
what?
it's okay. Like the reign is over. The reign is over for now.
It's been proven why. It was Tom Brady. It wasn't Bill Belichick. He's not that good. Tom Brady was just.
Great combination. It was actually both of them combined.
I mean, we can't really see that though, right? Because all we see is Tom Brady going into Super Bowls and Bill Belichick getting his ass blown out in a fashion that has never happened in Patriots history.
Well, let me like everything else that when it's with the Patriots, what other teams got blown out?
Well, the Steelers did, but we knew that was
Eagles got blown out.
The Eagles don't count.
Okay. Kansas City blew out Steelers.
Yeah, but we knew Steelers were going to get blown out. The fact that we were in the game as long as they were was huge.
How come everybody only talk about the Patriots getting blown out?
Because the Patriots...
Because it matters and they're relevant.
No, because the Patriots beat them.
Because it matters and they're relevant.
No, because the Patriots
Because it brings views...
That's a valid point, but I'm not going to lie.
No, it brings views to any channel, sports channel. It brings...
all right, let's talk about the real highlight of the weekend, right? The real highlight in sports. Dallas Cowboys did it again. One and done.
Yeah, I'm going to quote Stephen A. Smith. How about them Cowboys?
Hey, these dudes get to the playoffs and lose in the first round every single year.
Dang,
that clock
again?
management is garbage. That play at him doing a quarterback draw at the end of the game blew my mind. It was just mind blowing.
I don't watch football, but it's so funny how every time it's playoff season, I don't really pay attention much, but I always hear Cowboys lost.
Yep.
The Patriots are cheating.
Yep.
And then I hear some team that is gonna win. I hear like the same three things, bro.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah. Well, one of the things that there was this argument at work about, but the referee. I'm like, listen. If the excuse that you lost is the referee, you suck. You can't use that as an excuse. The game should never be put on the referee's hands. You should always dominate through it, where in case the referee does fuck it up, you still either win, you still win the game.
Yes and no. Like if we're talking about, come on, you're going to tell me that blatant pass interference that happened with the Saints a couple years ago, that didn't cost them the game?
That did.
Okay.
That did, but if they would have at least taken advantage before that.
I get it, but sometimes these games come down to these close plays. The refs should never be the reason. Now,
like the blown whistle, that happened.
Yeah,
the blown whistle that happened in that game. That
it shouldn't have been.
They blew the whistle and then they caught it and then they say it was a touchdown.
Yeah, I know. Shit happens.
You know, those referees will not referee in the playoffs ever again.
They say that they'll be back. Don't worry.
Yeah. They wait till everything calms down.
Yeah, because there's nobody else.
But let's talk about Tom Brady. Possibly winning ring number 8.
Let's not talk about something that hasn't happened yet because he has to go up against the Rams.
Kansas City
Rams.
Hold up.
All right, next topic. Let's go. All right. Speaking of icons.
Okay.
Speaking of icons.
Is that a DVD or something?
Speaking of icons.
No, that's the ESPN book. I like. for some weird reason, I like to collect like stuff like this, like the books, the magazines that feature certain things. I got a whole bunch of collection of them. There, I got when Barack Obama won. I got all that shit still there that I don't read, but I just collect them because it's like commemorative.
You have those. Phoenix has the Hot Wheels. I have my Pops, and this one over here likes to get fucked up.
And throw up and miss the toilet.
And throw up.
I like to collect liver problems. Yes. You guys act like an alcoholic, man.
At that rate, he's going to catch up.
Every single one, I've seen every single one of you. Well, probably not every single one. I've seen a couple I've seen one of you, at least.
Okay.
Fucked up.
It's not me.
Before. Yeah, it wasn't.
You goddamn right.
Yeah, so.
And you ain't going to find that video.
Nate, I haven't hung out with you enough, and Messiah doesn't go out the house unless his leash is.
I've heard stories of Nate.
Oh,
I've heard stories of Nate. What was that? Repeat that again.
Nothing. Go ahead. What did you hear about Nate?
I said I heard stories of Nate. So.
Well, like I
That's
said,
all you're gonna hear, bro.
Hey, he's an icon. And speaking of icons, because I tried to do it earlier, Messiah kept on messing me up. That's what we're talking about today. We're going to talk a little bit about icons because there's been a few that have passed away recently, and we had a couple days ago was an icons holiday, so we decided we were going to talk a little bit about that stuff. Excuse me. We may bring up some that passed away last year that maybe we didn't talk about, we didn't touch on. Some have already passed away this year, but yeah, so without further ado, it's time for the icons portion of this chat. So why don't we kick it off with the celebration of MLK? We just had MLK Day. I think it's only right that we do a little, celebration and talk a little bit about him and what he's done. Anybody want to start off?
What it means?
Yeah, well, what does it mean to you?
Well, remember, he fought for rights of everybody, equality for everybody, not just, remember, this is what, the 60s, I think it was? Because he was killed in what, 69?
Yeah, I think that sounds about right.
Yeah. So around there was a big. He was part of the
big stats person on this show.
Yeah. So
in charge of stats.
The people with computers. So he's important. The reason why, and they made him his day. Also, I think is January 15 is his birthday, and January 17 is when we celebrate MLK Day. And the reason why it means a lot, and the reason why it means a lot, and the kids should know about it, is because he fought for rights, equal rights, for everybody, every minority that exists in this country. So basically, he has a lot of famous speeches that are out there that people use and all that, and kids should learn about him. It's hard to do what he did. Stand up for what you believe in. Go out there against the machine, right? Go out there against the machine, against a country, and fight for your rights. And do not and nothing's gonna shut you up until the shit that happened, the tragedy that happened to him. That's hard to stand up for what you believe in and go with it and create a movement.
And then to do it without violence.
Yes, and to do it without violence.
Yeah, because they were doing peaceful protests, and the people weren't having it. Everybody else was just watering them with the fire hose from the fire trucks, gassing them. It was bad. Like when I was in school, we had to do so many reports about him. At one point, one of my teachers was like, "For Black History Month, we are going to talk about somebody else." Like that's how powerful he was.
Yeah.
I guess my question is we say all these things about it, and I hope people don't get pissed off when I ask this question, because I think it's a real question. Did he make any kind of difference? Are things different today than they were when he was protesting?
Yes.
Have things gotten better?
Yes.
You think so?
I'll tell you why.
Okay.
Of course, why? Of course, because back in those days, there was a lot more racism. Open racism against minorities.
So just because people won't say it out loud, that makes it better?
No. It makes a difference. It makes a difference.
It does.
As opposed to me sitting here and be like, yo, you, as opposed to just keeping it in. I might not like you, but I don't have to voice that. So it does make a difference.
They just said, because he was also fighting against systemic racism too, which that hasn't changed. There's movements on it, but that hasn't changed. I believe voting. No, I can't say voting rights. I don't even remember my history like that. But the fact that that his movement did make a change and I believe so. Now, has it completely gone like 100%? No.
Yeah, I think the one thing that he definitely helped with a change with was segregation. I think I think really, unfortunately, that's his biggest legacy. Unfortunately, because I don't think the United States has changed enough. I think the things that he stood up for and he fought for and stuff we're still dealing with today. We'd still dealt with in the movements that have been happening with Black Lives Matter and all that stuff.
But there's a lot. But
segregation
more.
was huge back then, and I think he was he had a huge part and a huge movement. And to ending that that part of the United States and that bad history time.
But I think there's a lot. There is a difference in the country compared from the '60s compared to now.
Yeah, but I don't think that's the difference in the country isn't necessarily about.
Bro, the fact that we had a black president, it says that his movement made a change.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, I'm not going to say that's not true.
I
look at it like there's a lot of movements going on, right? It's not just a racial movement. There's this is the time we live in. So is it more a product of our times, or do you think he helped create those times? Because it's not. Well, there's a movement now about people being able to come out and be open about their sexuality and what gender they want to be, and everything else that's going on. So but that's all. I believe that all comes from the stand that he made. All right, so
the movement he created.
But I guess my question, the reason why I guess people would question that is that he died in 1968, and it took until let's just be fair then. Let's say 2018. How many years is that? Like,
I know.
So do you really think?
Remember,
he started.
He inspired.
But look how long we've still been stagnant, and that's I guess what's sad.
And it's going to continue.
There's a lot of opposition. I mean, just because we started it, you're trying to go up against
a machine.
Generations. Like, I mean, there's some racist people out there.
So maybe finally some of those people have died out, and that's why we were finally getting the change that he set forth. It's because the people.
Yeah, I mean
that makes a lot of sense. That his message never died. It's just we had to wait for the people who stood against it to die. So I like that.
And that generation is still alive. Some of them are still alive and in power.
Yeah. Like there's certain parts of Florida when I drive for work, like, bro, Florida's and when I have to go to Publix, I'm like, bro.
Yeah, Florida's always going to be fucked up.
No, but I'm just saying,
Texas, like, Florida and Texas is always going to be fucked up.
But still, like, it's part of all of this.
Do you guys ever see? I watch these videos sometimes. I don't mean to get off topic, but it just got brought up, so I have to say it. And somebody was talking about dividing the states up to districts into like 4 districts and doing like Hunger Games. And so somebody was out there talking about how their district was going to win. And then the guy from the southern district that had like Florida, Georgia, Alabama, and all these things.
Florida man.
He goes, you guys really think you're going to be beating us? First off, we're going to put Florida man on the front line, okay? And you don't know what he's going to do because we don't know what he's going to do, okay? So right there's our wild card. We just put him right out in front. And then he starts talking about, all these other things and oh man, it was freaking hilarious. Sorry to.
I freaking love that you can come from any state and everyone knows about Florida, man. Like, gosh. I love it.
Dude, that's not something to be proud of. Thank you very
much.
It's
not. But
I've seen memes where people from other countries
we don't want Florida man
that.
icon.
He's the hero we need.
I'm gonna be the odd person here. I don't know who Florida man is.
Oh my gosh.
We're all Florida man.
You don't know the meaning of the Florida man joke?
What?
Nope.
You never seen a news report that'd be like, oh, local man in Florida got busted for cooking meth inside a hot box. If you
ever listen to national,
I don't think so because
radio,
I don't watch news a lot.
Yeah, if you ever listen to national radio shows though, like national syndicate shows that are just straight radio, and they do like different news stories, like all over the country, they look for these wild and crazy stories to be able to talk about on air, and guaranteed. Every time there's at least one story from a guy from Florida.
It makes sense.
Yeah, so because it's a crazy story, then he knows from Florida.
Florida man loses sandals, loses ankle wrestling to a gator, like just stupid shit.
Yeah.
Like, man found in Denny's dumpster naked with McDonald's bag. I don't know, just something weird. Like I don't know.
Random
it's just
shit.
Stupid.
I heard that you can. I think you can still do this. Google your birth date and then write Florida Man and see what story is attached to that date.
I'm about to do that after the show.
Wild.
Yeah, I'm about to do that shit.
That should be an episode. Oh my goodness.
So, where they're like,
Sheraton,
what happened?
Go ahead. No, I said Sheraton said that he inspired others to stand up and talk.
That's not
and speak out.
I can't even read the quotes right.
Well, I'm trying to do
like,
this.
I love how he's like adding to it.
I'm doing this. I'm trying to do this back up.
It clearly doesn't say that shit.
Oh wait, let me get out of Monster Rican Sports. There we go. GenerationShock.
Yeah.
I was just curious. I definitely agree with what you guys said. So, I just thought we need to take a minute and appreciate what he did, his movement, the fact that he stood up in a time that, believe me, it's a lot harder to stand up than it is today. And I'm not taking anything away from the people who were standing up for George Floyd and all those things. But it also makes you have to appreciate the people that he inspired, if nothing else, right? Like and when I mean the direct people of his time, like if I remember correctly, he inspired Muhammad Ali to make some of the stance that he did, right?
And Malcolm X.
And Malcolm X and those types of people. And I brought up Muhammad Ali because, even still today in sports, look at all the backlash when people start talking anything social, right? Like Colin Kaepernick taking a knee over social injustice, right? LeBron James and some of the things that he spoke out against. Like people today are just now trying to do what Muhammad Ali. I mean, they talk about Michael Jordan. They're like, with all your platform and everything, why didn't you ever speak out?
He never, because he's like, I'm a ball player.
Exactly. And that's what everybody's mentalities were. Muhammad Ali was one of those people inspired by Martin Luther King to be like, no, I have the ability. I'm going to stand up and fight for what I believe in, inside and outside the ring. And I just think that's something that I think it gets underlooked sometimes too, is there's all these other people that he created the activism in them and helped bring that out. So I thought that was cool.
But one of the things that I've heard people say, and it's like, if I was there in those days, I would. No, you wouldn't.
Yeah.
You would not done anything different than what he did. You would not done, because the difference back in those days to compare to now, it's so different. Like you couldn't even use the same bathroom and you get arrested for it.
You could literally.
You couldn't even sit in the same side of the bus.
You couldn't drink the same water fountain.
Yeah, you couldn't
sit.
There's places you weren't allowed to go into and make purchases, no matter how much money you had, just because of the way. That's what I said. That's the biggest thing. Segregation, man. Shit's crazy.
And the fact that people, like, I've heard people say, if I was there in those days, I would have done. I'm like, no, you wouldn't, because it's way different than what it is today.
Yeah, same thing with the movements. And when I was watching Formula One, like some of the old seasons, Lewis Hamilton, he actually in one of the episodes was like, during the whole the movement, he was like, I have to stand up. Like, I don't understand why I'm the only black driver in Formula One. And he was getting backlash for it, trying to stand up and everything. So it was like, I think 10, 15 minutes on his portion. And he was saying with his dad, he told his dad, I don't understand, but I have to do something, because who am I to not say anything with the type of platform I get? So that's something crazy.
What about the Olympic team? I think it was either in Germany or or Russia, which is Moscow. Where they stood up and they put the black gloves and they raised their hand up. It was all because of that movement that Martin Luther King did, and they got their medals were taken away from them.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
After that movement, so it was kind of crazy.
Dang.
So,
yeah,
it meant a lot. It meant a lot for the country.
I think it's crazy that, like, people will sit here and be like, oh, that happened so long ago. It shouldn't be, as relevant today. And, like, it really didn't happen that long ago. Like, let's be real.
Nope.
We're only at 50 years roughly?
Yeah, a little over 50 now. But I'm saying, like, it's just crazy.
That's just one generation. That's all that is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So Crazy. So let's talk about, speaking of crazy, we're going to switch it on to a completely different side of the spectrum. I just thought we need a few minutes to be able to pay homage and talk a little bit about it. I know it gets talked about a lot by, everywhere in schools and everything else, but I think it's good sometimes that we stop and reflect. But reflecting sometimes can be a crazy thing. I want to talk a little bit about Betty White. I know she passed away last year.
R.I.P. Betty.
But she was an icon.
She was an icon.
I want to see what you guys think, because I don't know. I was sitting there. I think we was talking to you guys last night or the night before. Maybe it was Monday night. I did have a couple drinks on Monday.
It was Monday night.
I went to the bar to have some wings. So I did have a couple drinks on Monday. So I was feeling pretty good. And it just blew my mind.
Wait, didn't you just say that you haven't had a drink since that?
I retracted my statement because I haven't had a drink at home. I had a drink when I went out. But I have not purchased alcohol.
I don't know. I think he's tweaking, bro.
My home. Anyway, you guys can never let me finish a thought. It's crazy for me to think, like, when I was a kid, and I'm not as old as Messiah because nobody on earth is.
Damn.
But so I know you can relate. But I remember as a kid watching Betty White on the Golden Girls, and when I was a kid, I was like, damn, she's old as fuck, right? Like, she's an old shit. Like, but okay, it's a show about a bunch of old women. All right, cool. And then we were talking about it. We went back and found out it ended in 1992.
Yeah,
believe
early
so.
90s.
Yeah.
Like in the early 90s, and this chick was still an icon all the way up until last year. Like, I completely, how often is it you get a resurgence, at that age? She was just incredible.
She became a Hollywood icon, bro. I was listening to the Game's album, and he mentioned her, and I was like, this is why she's relevant. Because, and this is an old album too, like, she became such an icon in Hollywood that rappers would use her in their lines and all that, and other people would use her as reference. And think about how hard it was for her to stay that relevant also. It's just crazy.
What do you guys remember seeing Betty White for the first time?
She's old. I've never seen the show. I heard of her like maybe 10 years ago, and then
so you probably first saw her on that Snickers commercial. Sounds like.
Oh my god!
Snickers commercial.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yes, I don't
like
know
hangry
much of her. Yeah, I remember those, but I don't know much of her.
That's not what your girlfriend said. Fucking love Betty. No, I mean, I know her from Golden Girls, but I just thought it was, I loved her too in what's the movie with Ryan Reynolds and Sandra Bullock, I think it was. Oh my god. Do you remember The Proposal? I think it was.
Yeah.
That shit was funny when she was acting like a shaman. Like, she's done other things and it's fucking hilarious, but like, I think it's sad, but at the same time, when would have been a good time for her to go? She lived a hell of a life, right? Like, come on, 99.
Yeah, gotta make it
almost.
I know.
Yeah. Was it selfish of us to want her to make it to 100, and then when she died, some people were disappointed? I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah,
really?
Anytime somebody's a celebrity, like Phoenix, it happens like that. People are selfish about it.
Yeah,
they are. It'd be like that, bro. It's not my fault. You can't please everybody.
Listen, this is why we brought you on, is for that, that sex appeal, that real pop that you give us,
I do my best, bro. I need a little cuss. I'm gonna work on that, bro.
Just think, in 20 years, we're gonna be doing a show about you. Don't worry, another icon show. So
Sheridan asked, did everyone donate to the Betty White challenge? I did.
I was just about to bring that. No, I didn't.
I did not.
I didn't.
Wait, there was a Betty White challenge that you had to donate? Donate what?
He's trying to look back.
What?
What, like money or an actual challenge?
No, it was a donation for
donation. She was wealthy.
Animal shelter.
No, my God!
No, not for
stop
her.
and listen for 10 seconds.
Oh, okay.
This Messiah.
They got GoFundMe to bury her. What?
Because he outlived Betty White. He thinks he can do anything.
Right?
Oh
Jesus.
He's gonna make it to 100 and be like,
yo, facts. No, but no, I didn't do the challenge.
The challenge is like the ice water bucket challenges and that kind of shit. The challenge was for you to go donate to a shelter under her name, like in her honor.
Wasn't she like big?
Was she? That's what I was gonna ask. That was she big on animals?
Yes.
Okay, that's cool. I didn't know that.
Because a lot of my friends who are like big into animals, and some of them work in animal shelters, they're like, "Oh, you got to do this." And I looked at it and I was like, "Dang." Anyways, as I was, that's what I did.
Nobody cares.
Oh my goodness,
that's kind of messed up.
Anyway,
speaking of, animals are precious, but I put the phone down, bro.
Yeah, that's what I did. She was precious. She was, like I said, I mean, she didn't do a whole lot of her own stuff at the end, but I heard she toured and still did comedy shows for a while. And then I also heard that, I mean, then she was just also cameoed in a bunch of shit, and every time she popped up, she was amazing.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I want to go back and see what she did in her youth. Like, I'm curious because we know the older
she was
lady. Let's
beautiful
be real,
in her youth, also.
Yeah.
But was she? I wonder if she was in stuff like you were talking about, like like Robert Brando or somebody that sometimes we don't know the stuff he was in, as a younger man, or Robert Redford or some stuff. But we see him in this stuff now, and we're like, oh, he's a pretty good actor. Well, he has been his whole life. We just never realized it.
But think about, she's lived almost a century. And with the shit that she's seen, the changes.
She saw the Martin Luther King.
She saw
shit.
everything, bro.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Not only that, and then she was in Hollywood for a big portion of her life.
Think about it.
So she's also seen that.
So how old was she? You said
99 when she died.
99, right? So what's 100
I mean, she
years
saw
ago?
World War I, World War II.
Yeah.
Right. She saw literally.
She saw the Vietnam War.
No, but think about things technology wise. She grew up, there was no such thing as cell phones, computers.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
The cars were completely different. She probably was still around in the crank car time. You know what I mean? That's not making a joke of it. You saw when you picked up the phone, you still had to tell the operator who you need to be connected to because there was no phone numbers.
She went through the Depression.
Yeah,
she went through the Depression.
She went through the Depression. That's crazy. See, God bless her, because I would love to live up to 100.
Well, the thing but I don't. This is the thing. If we live to 100 compared to her living to 100, I don't think we're gonna sit back and think about all the radicalness of the change the same way she did.
Oh, there's gonna be changes, bro.
No, there's gonna be changes. Look at the change we're in right now.
Yeah, we're doing, we're in the middle of now
history,
cryptocurrency, bro. Because NFTs, there's changes already done. That's how
we're all working from home. Like the workforce has changed completely.
I'm thinking about like technology. Like we literally went from an industrial period to the technology era that we live in. She's seen all of that develop. I guess to me, okay, maybe
I see what you're saying.
Flying cars or instant teleportation.
But we don't know yet.
Or
we have self-driving cars. We got that. We got computers in our pockets.
We got TVs. We have TVs as big. You can make your wall into a TV. I mean, we
have internet in your car.
Yep.
Come on, Mozart, help me out, bro. You've seen a lot. Let's
go. That's fine. So maybe I'm wrong. Well, you know what? The funny thing is,
we won.
Oh my God!
There goes the camera.
He broke the whole thing's done. Oh my gosh. Hey, you know where all this stuff's being developed at, though, right?
He's sleep deprived. It's okay.
You know where everything gets developed?
You know how hard it is to beat this man in the debate?
No, I'm just not in the mood to debate that one. I'm not,
No.
He can't make it. He can't make up anything else. That's what it is.
I'm just trying to think of that. No, because there's really nothing you're gonna like. I get it.
No,
that's still not as
January 19th,
we saw the drop
at 10:41 Eastern.
She saw the drop of an atomic bomb. She saw the first space flight, right? That's like us now. If we're alive to see somebody go to Mars, okay, that's equivalent, right?
Yeah.
They're on their way.
Or live or go to the moon and live there, right?
Yeah. But even still, I guess the difference is, honestly, this is where I differ with you guys, and this is I wasn't going to go here, but you guys want to bring it out, Nate over there. The difference
he hates to lose, bro. You brought that up.
Yeah, he does.
This is why it's different. This is why it's different.
Go ahead.
Patriot took the L.
Is because what we're watching is is an improvement on a level of technology, right? You're talking about a computer in your pocket, right? Well, we got a cell phone. They improved on that, right? The computer got improved on. All we're watching is things getting better and smaller and faster.
It's the same thing that she watched.
No. What I'm trying to, this is what I'm trying to have you understand.
Hold on, we're gonna let him finish.
She watched from zero to creation. We're not doing that. We're not watching the creation of it, right? Like, she literally grew up in an era where these things were not even plausible.
Existence.
They were, exactly. There was nothing. And then to have where we're at now when she died, that is dude, you're talking, this is the biggest 100 years of human history as far as technology goes. And she was alive during it. In no 100-year span in the creation of man have things changed the way that they have. So what I'm saying is, for our 100 years, would we be able to
remember
say that?
before the turn of the century was the electricity, the light bulbs, and all that shit that was created. So, but I agree. She have seen the beginning of things, but she also has seen technology advance where they started off, but then they got smaller.
Correct.
Because a computer back in the days would take up a warehouse.
He's saying that she saw it from scratch.
So what I'm
we're
saying
just
is,
seeing progression.
Everything we're seeing is just going to be a progression on top of it, unless they create something completely new and autonomous. Like I said, for instance, space travel. Okay, somebody landing on Mars is huge, but it wasn't deemed impossible, right? Space travel, when she grew up, was by certain people's measure, to go to the moon was impossible.
There was even a conspiracy that we never went there.
Correct. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So I guess the truthful thing that right now would be groundbreaking wouldn't be going to Mars. It'd be being able to somehow travel to another galaxy, finding a wormhole or something to travel to another galaxy.
Let me ask you this.
That is deemed like impossible.
Well, let me ask you this: would you want to live those 100 years, or do you want to live the 100 years from now?
Well, I don't know, because I still got 40 years to figure out what the rest of it's going to be. So I don't know. Maybe there's some really cool shit in the next 40 years that I'm really going to love. I'll be like, no,
because I always think about this, and I'm like, man, the shit I read about and the movies I've also seen when I was a kid, we're almost there, and I'm like, I'm lucky to be alive to see this. Like
Agreed.
cell phones.
See, I don't know, because
cars driving themselves.
Some of it, I don't like a lot of it, dude. A lot of it is, it's killing humanity slowly, and it's like, I think about when I grew up. If I grew up in today's world, I would hate it. Dude, I'm socially awkward.
You wouldn't.
Yes, I would. I'm socially awkward growing up in a time period that forced me to go out and like try to.
Because you wouldn't know any better, so you wouldn't hate it.
But the whole point of your conversation is you have the self-consciousness to know the difference. That's the whole point. Because if that's the case, then who the fuck cares what era you were born in? Because you don't know any better. You're trying to say is, if I had the ability to know, what 100 years I could live in, like, would it be that one, or would it be the one that we're living in now? Like, to get out and have to, like, in order to have friends and do things, you had to go outside. You had to play outside. You had to ride your bike. You had to do things socially that are not mandated in today's world, right? And so for me, I think that's the negative part.
Because the social norm has changed. There's still a social norm. It's just different. It's it's the class.
And it's going to continue changing.
It takes out human interaction, which I think is the problem.
Well, wait.
Because
there's still a human interaction. There's still a human interaction. The difference is we're not there face to face and touching and feeling.
That's not a human interaction, then. That's just an interaction.
Well, human interaction is talking, what we doing right now.
Okay, but it's not a human interaction.
This is digital.
I'm talking on the computer.
No, it's not a physical reaction.
That's what I'm saying.
There's
a difference in the human interaction back then to where it is now.
No, but I'm not talking about what we're doing. I'm talking about the normal people, what they do. There is no human interaction, because how do they know if they're talking to a human or a bot? You're on half the people are busy playing video games, which that's not a human interaction. That's you playing with an artificial intelligence. When you go to things on the computer, computer and you start typing, you know who the fuck you're typing or who you're talking to. It could be a fucking computer. It could be a 300-pound lady or a 5,000-pound. Like, you don't know shit.
We're going to part 3 on this.
Well, remember also this, where we're heading to now with this metaverse.
Exactly.
That it's gonna be where people, like right now, what's very popular on Oculus is the hangouts. People get to hang out and chill, like digitally, with other people and have conversations and do whatever the fuck they want. But they're socializing in a virtual world.
Get the fuck outside your house and go fucking meet somebody and socialize with them.
Well, here's the thing. Well, here's the thing that happen outside.
Like, look who's talking.
I don't do that.
Here are the things that happen outside. Yeah. Here's the things that happen outside. Yeah, exactly. Here's the things that are happening outside. There's a pandemic going on. There's a pandemic going on. There's a possibility that you walk somewhere and there's either a bomb or somebody walks in and shoots the whole place up. Those are the shits that are happening outside, and inside your house in a virtual world, that shit's not happening. And if it does happen, you just take the headset off. That's the difference. That's why people are preferring to stay inside.
If that was only the true reason, but it's not.
Look, I'm grateful we get to say, at least me personally, that like, yo, I am dead smack in the middle. I feel like I had that interaction as, young, when I was younger. I had that experience of growing up, and I had that, and like basically learning about technology. It was coming into play. Like, I'm going to be able to sit here and have that and still have what's to come. Like, I feel like I'm at a good gap of that 100 years that you're talking about. I'm not that far back, but I'm not that far ahead. I'm in a good gap. Me. I don't know.
Well, all right, I want to move into our last icon. I was trying to say it earlier before you guys came at me sideways, and I had to beat you back down.
They came at you. I didn't
beat you back down. No, Messiah said it. I agree with you. He lost again. It's okay. But anyway.
No, sir, bro.
All this technology crap we talk about.
You missed the toilet, bro.
We talk. See, this is what, every time I try to get into my transition, you guys you're fucking with me here.
Go ahead. Get into your transition.
All this technology we're talking about, it was developed out in California, right? Silicon Valley, very close to San Francisco, right? Well, the other icon we're going to talk about had a very popular show that was supposed to have been filmed in San Francisco. At least the opening scene definitely was, and that was Full House, and that was Danny Tanner, R.I.P.
AKA Bob Saget.
Well, his AKA would be Danny Tanner, but
Danny Tanner.
Yeah. I mean, you're the one that introduced him that way.
Because that's how everybody knows him. Let's be honest, right? And that's what I wanted to see. Like, everybody knows Danny Tanner. Everybody knows Bob Saget from that. He was a lot of people.
I never even seen a whole full episode, and I still know who he is.
Yeah, like he was everybody at that age when we're talking about having to, once again, having to watch commercials, and you watched network TV, and you had to be in front of the TV in order to watch the episode. My hair is just horrible today. He was there every Friday night, part of TGIF. You kind of grew up with them, and it was good times. So, want to be able to have everybody have a little chance to talk about little Bob Saget.
Yeah, didn't they just have his funeral too, like a few days ago?
They still don't trying to discover what he died of, right?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, they're probably never going to talk about it, but
they probably won't. Yeah.
But it was, what it was? It was the Florida Man syndrome.
No.
He died in Orlando. He died in Orlando.
Yeah,
he did. Damn.
He did. Right near where I work at too.
Yeah, right down the street.
Right down the street, which is crazy.
That's crazy.
I loved him in Full House, but I thought he was really funny in Entourage. If you ever watch Entourage. In Entourage, he was he played this weird role of this guy that like wanted to have sex with he was comedic and an asshole in the show, but he also wanted to have sex with the like younger crowd in the sense of 18, 19, and 20, and he's like in his 50s in the show. And he played that role very well in Entourage.
It's the complete opposite of Danny. I can't see that.
It is. But I heard stand-up comedy. I heard stand-up comedy is a completely opposite of what he is too.
So he had to break out in order for he wanted to break out from that persona. So once that show ended, he went out and he did some raunchy shit. Like very raunchy comedy. I mean, one of the most famous lines that everybody remembers from him after Full House was, "Did you ever suck dick for coke?" No, that's a real addiction.
He's the one that said it? Oh, what? And
yeah, he was the one who made that comment about sucking dick for something, for some drug. I forget what movie that was now. Oh, Along Came Polly, we said, right? We were talking about it. Wasn't that Along Came Polly?
I was talking about Entourage.
I'm so sad. This is the other night. Talking about him.
Oh.
Weren't we talking about that movie? Or maybe it wasn't you I was talking about it with?
No, it wasn't me.
It was with your other friends.
Your other human interactions.
There you go.
Oh no, the real Along Came Polly was something else. Hold on, let me see what the Bob Saget one came from. You guys talk.
Yeah.
Didn't he also host?
America's Funniest Videos.
There it is. Yeah, for a little bit.
Yeah.
No, that's not where he's from. That's where you saw him.
That's what I meant to say. My fault. My fault.
Oh, it's from Half.
You know what? I'm gonna take my dub as is. Yo, Mosiah, you good, bro? That drink got you a little nice.
Wait, he's the one that. Yeah, that's right. He was in How I Met Your Mother. He was the voice.
Yeah, he is. He's the narrator.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he's.
It was Half Baked. That's the movie.
He came out in Half Baked.
He was in Half Baked.
Was he?
Yeah. You want to hear the skit? Maybe we can't get in trouble if we just put it on the radio.
Well, it's only 20 seconds, right? Less than 30 seconds.
Yeah.
Man, this is some bullshit. Marijuana is not a drug. I used to suck dick for coke. I seen them. You ever suck some dick for marijuana?
Oh my god.
Dude, I'll never forget that line.
R.I.P.
You ever suck dick for marijuana? Oh. Good times. Good times. Heard me. Oh.
You going back?
There you go. There you go.
There you go.
All right. Is that better?
Yeah, that was pretty bad.
I don't know the phone. I guess I put the phone up and it just kicked it into high gear.
Yeah.
All right.
Felt like freaking
turbines. I thought you were on a plane. I was like, yo, this man's flying.
Anyway.
Oh shit. Yeah, we can hear you. Yeah, so in America's Funniest Videos, I thought he was funny on that shit. When he introduced the videos and he was like, when he always talked to the final three, he always talked to the person, but the way he approached them was like for me was like funny. If you look at those videos, like, man, he just approached them like did you know he was gonna do this and the way he made a joke out of it. Camera, for me, that was part of his personality and funny for me.
Yeah, I'm gonna a whole lot of room to talk here. My system decided to malfunction again, so I gotta be a little careful with it.
Oh, okay.
That hurt.
So, let me see. Hold on.
Where else have you seen him?
Honestly, he can't respond right now.
Oh, he can't. Okay.
Bro, I'm telling you, that drink Mosiah had, bro, like, he's gone.
My
man, yo.
I'm done. Look,
he just told you he can't talk, and you were here to ask him a question.
Yeah, like, bro.
There's nothing left.
I see that.
R.I.P. your liver and your brain cell.
The last three he had.
All right.
Oh my god.
How about now? Still loud. All right.
So, are we doing our fuck out of here?
I don't know. We got fuck out of here. We want to do?
Yeah.
Do we?
I don't have any.
I don't know. I don't got no. I got one. My fucking mic all of a sudden. I should never put the phone up to it. Fuck out of here, Mike.
Fuck out of here, Mike. I don't know, Mosiah. You got one? I know you got one.
My damn bathroom stool wasn't done.
He gonna bring it up, bro.
Here's my fuck out of here. Yeah, okay. If we're gonna do it, we're gonna do it. All right, go ahead.
All right, hold on. All right, we're back. Fuck out of here time. Worst intro ever. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, you would think I already work on that, right? I decided to work on the other stuff besides that. I just love that intro. I'll change it someday.
All he did was add a name. Oh, I did so much work. I typed in an extra name.
You think that's all it is? Do you really think that's all it is?
Yes, because you already had one for 4 people, man. All you do is change the name.
You gotta move stuff around and make sure the timing is correct too.
Oh my goodness.
Well, here's my fuck out of here. Besides that shit that you just did right now, my fuck out of here is this. Listen, we get it. The Patriots lost in the wild card. We get it. As fans, I get it. I've been there. I went before 2001, I went through a whole history besides 86 of going through the Super Bowl. After winning our 3rd Super Bowl, we went 10 years without winning another one with Tom Brady. And then we won 3 more. But 20 years dominating is unprecedented. 6 Super Bowls, 9 appearances. Fuck out of here for anybody else that's talking shit about the Patriots. We're still the shit. We're still the shit, and we're still like the team.
I think
the Bills had to beat the Patriots to say we did something.
I don't get it. Because he gave you this
impression. Fuck out of here. And he gives you Patriots haters.
He gives you this impression, right? That he doesn't have something queued up for this conversation, but if you noticed, he started looking at the notes he wrote down for himself for this fuck out of here.
I'm looking at this. This is what I'm looking at. I'm staring at his face.
Yeah, right. You got stats written there. It's okay. He's staring at his face in love.
I was like,
hold on.
TB12.
Somebody just sent me this during the show. Can you read it?
Is that a Jets?
No.
Yep.
It is a Jets with a 12? Fuck out of here.
You have to read it, bro.
So it says, before we declare Brady the GOAT, he has one final test. Can he win with the Jets? Because nobody can.
My God.
Well, he actually hates the term the GOAT because he has more to accomplish.
So what's
that? That's good. That's very humble.
How's that change him from being the GOAT?
I mean, he doesn't use the word the GOAT.
Okay.
We do.
What's he use? Cheater? Cocksucker?
Oh, God.
Fucker? What's he use?
I was waiting for traitor for your next word.
Damn, bro.
My wife thinks he's a traitor.
Real quick, we forgot to talk about one. Oh, we already talked about him in the last show, but thank you. Don't be clapping for him, Sharon. Get that shit out of here. Fucking whack. I don't even know why.
You responded to that comment quick.
I was like, thank you, Messiah. Get the fuck out. Real quick, here's my fuck out of here. People get on here saying, thank you, Messiah. Like, the fuck are we thanking him for? Talking about that whack-ass weak chin-looking motherfucker, Tom Brady?
Damn.
Oh, my goodness.
Don't hate on greatness, bro.
It's okay. I love you, Tom.
Yeah, I seen a meme that I thought it was pretty cool. I don't want to use my phone, but the meme was like, this is how the Patriots cry, and it shows a guy wearing a Patriots jersey going down because we lost, right? Crying, but they show all 6 rings in the fingers. This is how we cry.
Did you see?
I thought it was a great meme.
Did you see the ad for Tom Brady going into this weekend? It was a mixture between him and, because it was on ESPN, I think, because they own Marvel or whatever. So it was they took him and they morphed him with Doctor Strange, and you just see his arms come out, and he's got Super Bowl trophies, and he's holding up 7 of them, and he's got
I want to see that.
Yeah, he's got an 8th arm out, ready to like get the next one, and his battle for it is like, man, fuck out of here.
I want to see that. That I want to see.
Yeah, you would. So, anybody else got anything they want to add?
Yo, I got one. It's not even mine.
Oh, I got one actually, though. Go ahead, but I got one.
You gotta wait. Okay, no, my nephew, told my brother. My brother works at Disney. He's like, "Yo, Theo, I need hookup for some tickets. I'm trying to go for a few days." Yeah, man, I got you. No problem. Okay, the day comes. He goes, "Theo, all right, where do you want me to meet you so I can do it?" "Oh, I'm on my way." Keep in mind, my nephew's coming from Point Siena, so it's already a little far. So he's like, "All right. I'm on my way. You on your way?" "Yeah." "Okay, cool." He gets there, and then my brother goes, "Are you there?" "Okay, yeah, never mind. My girl don't like you, so I'm not giving you fucking tickets. Figure it out.
What?
And he goes, Theo, stop fucking playing. He goes, stop playing around, man. He's like, no, man, you know the vibe. And then my nephew goes, what fucking vibe? What are you talking about? Give me the tickets. And he hangs up on him. And my nephew calls and is like, yo, your brother's on crack, bro.
Yo, that's kind of fucked up, though. They did that to him.
That's fucked up. So my fuck out of here goes to my brother. That's fucked up. You
Yo,
don't do family
that is
like
awesome. That is awesome. That is fucking awesome. All right, so mine is about people who are stupid. Okay.
Oh shit! Damn.
I'm just throwing it out there. So when I was in the airport, on the way there and the way back, both airports.
Oh, that's good, bro. Let's go.
Right. I'm sitting there in the airport. I gotta buy my ticket, right? And I bought my ticket online like a normal person. And there's all these stipulations they got about what you can bring on the plane, what you can't bring on the plane, the procedure at the airport, what you have to do, how not to have certain things on you, make sure it's not a carry-on, all this stuff, right? How the fuck? Like one of the biggest rules right now in every airport across the country is what? You have to have a mask.
Social distancing?
No, you have to have a mask, right? Have to have a mask on. Can't be on a plane without a mask. Can't be in the airport without a mask. How are you going to tell me that this one dude literally, this is the problem with society, starts in front of his kids, starts bitching because somebody told the security people there that he's not wearing his mask. And so he's sitting there bitching, oh, I have a right not to wear this mask. If I don't want to wear this mask, I shouldn't have to wear this mask. Just going on and on and on about all this bullshit. It's not like you have a right to walk into someplace naked. There's rules set, no shoes, no shirt, no service. Guess what? They have the right to refuse your service. You don't have the right to have to go into that establishment. Same fucking thing with the airport. I'm literally about to give my ticket to the ticket person, and somehow this other dude made it all the way through the airport and through all the lines without a mask. And then the guy had the nerve to get pissed off at the people at security saying, listen, we're going to you have to get out of line or we're going to have you removed from line, but you can't be in line with no mask. Like, you can't go through this any further. You cannot make another step forward. And this guy starts bitching and acting like, oh, blah, 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 blah. Motherfucker, when you buy the tickets, it says you have to wear a mask. Fuck out of here, idiots.
Yeah, there's actually a whole show based on people blowing up. No pun intended with airplanes. In airports.
Oh my god.
So bad. So bad.
Like in airports,
about
the season 3. There's 3 seasons to this fucking show of all the shit that happens because of COVID in fucking airplanes. And in fucking airports, people are actually fighting over a fucking mask. Yo, people are so fucking like, yo, your flight's 3 hours. Put a fucking mask on for 3 hours.
People
what the fuck is the big deal?
Like they really do.
There's big fines going on with this shit. There's a $45,000 fine.
I would just throw motherfuckers in jail.
The lady that punched the stewardess in the face.
I would just literally.
We're getting World Star in the planes. Let me know,
bro. They're getting crazy. They're getting crazy.
Right.
They told her to put a mask on. She got up and punched her in the face.
Anything else before we got it? Because we got to wrap it up. Anything else?
No, sir.
All right. Well, for myself, Messiah, Phoenix, and it's Tasha. I'd like to thank you guys for tuning in this week. We'll be back next week, back into a little bit more normalcy. We will start getting back into the highs of the week and all the other good segments that I know you guys love so much. So until then, we out.
We got the right stuff. We